Hello, fishies! Welcome back to another one of our Smash murals. I realize the lines on this are a bit odd because I accidentally used the wrong brush, but I'm sure it'll look fine. I hope you guys have been enjoying this series. I've learned a little bit more about Fire Emblem in preparation for this one. Like, I don't think I've ever really played Corrin. Also, it weirds me out that Corrin just has their feet out. Like, who does that? Who just goes into battle with their feet out? Anyways, that's just my minor complaint. I'm sure it's fine. But the only other people I can think of like that are like Donkey Kong and Pikachu. But I did get to learn that, that Corrin is like a royal prince who was kidnapped as a child and then still grew up as a prince in a different place. 'Cause, you know, I don't know, jealousy. But his original heritage, or her, it could really be both, because this is the main character avatar person, so it can go either way or both ways and make them the most androgynous person ever. Anyways, they have the ability to turn into a dragon, and I guess I probably should have like realized that from the moveset from Smash for them, but I don't think I ever play Corrin. Also, their name sounds too much like corn, and that's another gripe I have with them. But the overall design, I feel like, is kind of fun. And I think it's interesting that they have the ability to, like, only change parts of themselves into a dragon. Kind of reminds me of, like, I don't know if you guys have seen B&A, which is an anime about a girl who turns into a tanuki. Or a tanuki person, but she has the ability to change into random animal parts as needed. I don't know, it's kind of a fun anime. I rather enjoyed it. I mean, I feel like if you guys are watching this series, you are most likely in the furry fandom, so you guys have probably already seen it. But later in the story, Corrin goes and finds his actual blood relatives, and there's a lovely, happy reunion, but then they die through either, I think they were going to a prison and got ambushed by warriors because the king was mad at him for not killing off some prisoners. Because, you know, he didn't want to murder people because that's bad. So the answer to that is to murder the person who doesn't want to murder people, according to this king. So, a bunch of people ambush him, and his family, I think his mom dies, and there's like another relative who is a bard. Or songstress, I guess, technically is what it said. But that's just a bard. Anyone who knows how to play music is a bard. I know how to play music. Does that make me a bard? But yeah, so of course, you know, they decide to get incredibly mad at the fact that their newly found relative has just died. And then they go ambush the city and rampage it like Stitch in Lilo and Stitch when he builds the block city and just absolutely demolishes it. But then the bard brings him back to his senses, and then he feels bad for, you know, rampaging through a city. Which is understandable. I mean, he probably didn't mean to, but when you're emotional, you do some crazy things. I remember there was a game on, I think it goes back all the way to N64, but I also had it on the GameCube. It was just called Rampage, where you were just gigantic monsters crushing cities. Don't you laugh at me over there? Don't you laugh at my tangents? What was your Rampage monster of choice? Do you have one? What was it? Oh, a wolf. Okay, that makes sense. I feel like I was mostly the alligator. I mean, I feel like he was just fun. I didn't like the rat though. He was kind of weird. Anyways, back to the story. So the bard brings him back to his senses, and then he feels remorse for taking down a city. But also, I think it's kind of a fun fact that the actual song that she uses to calm them down is one of the songs in Smash Bros. So you can actually kind of hear it. And the actual moveset for the character does allow for the characters to have those kind of like dragon shape-shifting abilities. Some of the regular moves have like vague transformations, whereas the actual final smash, they turn into a full dragon and just demolish you out of existence, you know, as you do in final smashes. I also found it interesting that the sword that they have, it's called Yato, and it has multiple forms. The main one in Smash Bros is I think it was called the Omega form, which is like the end game form. I also know I did not like fully draw all the details of this, but knowing that it has different forms made me feel better about it. Also, drawing fire is hard. It's still a process. But it's fun to learn new things along the way. Also, fun fact, there are, I think, 7 different forms, and they are all different colors of the rainbow. So, that's fun. But yeah, I've definitely enjoyed learning more for this series. I mean, who doesn't like to learn new things? I feel like life has a lot of things to figure out. And I hope you guys are enjoying this series. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hold on till the end, because of course there's always going to be a preview of the next character next week at the end of the video. Thanks for watching so far, and we'll see you next week. Bye!